Are you ready to unleash your full potential and love your practice and your life? Welcome to the Legal Athlete Podcast, where every week I share the science, sports psychology, and neuroscience-based strategies that elite athletes use to dominate their game so you can dominate yours. I'm Jess, your host and high-performance coach for lawyers. With over 22 years as a trial attorney and legal exec, I've been where you are. But I'm also an undefeated former MMA fighter and coach for professional combat athletes. And now I'm here to use both those skill sets to help you master high-performance techniques and strategies so you can win more, stress less, and love your practice and your life. Get ready to become a legal athlete. Green light. Let's get it. Welcome back to the Legal Athlete Podcast, where we practice the weird science of merging tools and strategies from elite athletics with the unique demands of your high-performance legal career. I'm your host, Jess, and I'm so excited to get into today's topic with you. This week, we're talking about something deeply personal to all of us: purpose. For trial lawyers, we know it's not just a job, it's a calling. And here's the amazing thing about that. Your sense of mission is more than motivational. It's the key to unlocking peak performance, backed by neuroscience. It's your superpower. Today, we'll explore neuroscience backing why, when you really plug in and align with your purpose, it enhances your focus, resilience, and impact in the courtroom. Plus, I'll share actionable steps to help you consciously connect with your core values and keep them front and center, even and especially when the going gets tough. Before we dive into how this applies in your life, I would love to share a quick true story about how powerful it is when a trial lawyer is aligned with their purpose. You've probably heard the term Philadelphia lawyer. It was core lore for me as someone who not only went to law school in Philly, but also spent the first 12 years of my litigation life practicing there. The Philadelphia lawyer is a phrase that describes an attorney who is especially brilliant, resourceful, and most importantly, unyielding in the pursuit of justice against the toughest odds. But where does it come from? One of the most famous examples goes back to Andrew Hamilton. He was a colonial lawyer who defended John Peter Zenger in 1735. Now, Zenger was a newspaper publisher accused of libel, for any non-lawyer listeners, that's written defamation, by the British authorities for criticizing the British government. The stakes were enormous. A conviction would have crushed freedom of the press in the colonies. And despite immense political pressure, Hamilton's alignment with his core values of truth, justice, and liberty gave him the resilience and clarity to deliver an extraordinary defense. He argued that truth should be a defense against libel, which was a revolutionary concept at the time. Against all odds, he won the case, and he set a precedent that would shape American law and freedom of speech and of the press for centuries. What made Andrew Hamilton extraordinary wasn't just his skill. It was his unwavering commitment to his purpose against extremely strong opposition. But that alignment with his core values wasn't just his moral compass, it was his superpower. And that's what we're talking about today, how you, connecting with your purpose, can elevate your performance and resilience no matter the challenges you face. So let's get into it. First thing, let's just warm up with a quick reminder for some of you of where purpose fits in the optimal performance model that I've developed in my coaching and consulting practice. This holistic approach to building physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual capacity is grounded in a foundation of discipline and habits that support what you can visualize as a pyramid. It's 4 essential layers of a pyramid. At the base, we have physical capacity. This is your body's energy, endurance, and strength, the source and support for everything else. Above that, we have emotional capacity, your ability to stay calm, resilient, and optimistic, creating the internal environment that you need to thrive. Next is mental capacity, which includes focus, problem solving, and cognitive stamina, the sharpness and clarity that you bring to your work. And then at the very top, we have spiritual capacity. This is your alignment with core values and your sense of purpose, the North Star that ties it all together for you. Overarching the entire model is growth mindset. And that's not just the belief that you can grow through challenges, it's a love for the process of growth itself and how it ties you to your biggest purpose. That's the champion's mindset, and it's how you achieve champion results. Today, we're focusing on spiritual capacity, the top of that pyramid, and why aligning with your purpose and mission is your ultimate performance-enhancing advantage. So let's dive deeper into the neuroscience behind why that's true. When you're taking action in alignment with your purpose, several powerful things happen in your brain. There is the activation of the prefrontal cortex. That's what's responsible for planning, decision-making, and emotional regulation, and it becomes highly engaged when you're pursuing goals tied to your core values. This means you're more focused, strategic, and capable of staying composed under pressure. Then there's the release of dopamine. The reward neurotransmitter surges when you're working toward meaningful goals. This boost not only feels good, but also enhances motivation and drive, key traits for trial lawyers handling high-stakes cases. Then there's a reduction in cortisol. When you're aligned with your purpose, your body's stress response decreases. The opposite of what happens when you sense a misalignment between your values and your purpose and what you're actually doing. So on the contrast, alignment with your purpose, cortisol, and your stress response goes way down. That's because this alignment activates the ventral vagal complex in your parasympathetic nervous system, promoting calm and resilience even in high-pressure situations. And then finally, we have enhanced neuroplasticity, the fountain of youth for your brain. Pursuing purpose-driven goals strengthens neural pathways, making it easier to learn, adapt, and innovate. This is critical for trial lawyers constantly honing their skills and strategies, and who need to be able to think on their feet adeptly, accurately, and powerfully at trial. The bottom line, purpose is a performance multiplier. When your work aligns with your values, you're not just going through the motions, you're operating in a peak state. So you've got the neuroscience now, why this works. Let's make this actionable for you now. So how do you identify your purpose and use it as your own performance superpower? Here are the practical tips. First, identify your core values. Ask yourself, what do I stand for? What principles guide my decisions? Write down just 3 to 5 core values that really resonate with you, and then reflect on how they align with your career as a trial lawyer. Second, define your mission. Think beyond just winning cases. Ask, what impact do I want to have on my clients, my firm, and society? Write a mission statement that resonates deeply with you. It could be a sentence, it could be a word. Third, create purpose reminders. When the going gets tough, reconnect with your why. Use visual cues like a sticky note or even an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper taped on the wall, like they did in Ted Lasso. Put on it your mission or core values, or even a photo that symbolizes your purpose. You can even do more than one if you want to have your mission, core values, or a key mantra for you that you want to use as your motivation as things get tough. Fourth, then practice daily reflection. At the end of each day, ask yourself, did my actions today reflect my values and move me closer to my mission, closer to my goals? This practice is going to keep you aligned and motivated, and it's the number one way to both simplify and level up your life and your practice. Did my actions today reflect my values and move me closer to achieving my purpose? And fifth, finally, build your resilience toolkit. That means incorporating practices like mindfulness, getting that movement and exercise in every day, and gratitude. Remember that glimmer practice? You're going to use these to stay grounded and recharge your mental energy when challenges arrive. And they're going to be your support system and your habit base, the things that you rely on as a disciplined part of every day that carry you through even the most erratic and unpredictable and challenging of times like trial. So again, those 5 steps. 1, identify your core values. 2, define your mission. 3, create those purpose reminders and stick them around your office or your house or your computer, wherever you're working, wherever you'll see them a lot. 4, practice daily reflection on whether what you did that day got you closer or farther away from your purpose, and then realign so that the next day you can take the ones that are more aligned. And then 5th and finally, build that resilience toolkit with the habits and practices and the small things that you do every day, like movement, like mindfulness, like gratitude and glimmers. That'll keep you grounded and keep your energy recharged even when things are tough. You've got the steps to start to apply this performance enhancer in your practice today. And here's the big takeaway. Trial law isn't just what you do. It speaks to and is a manifestation of who you are at your core. When you align your actions with your purpose, you tap into a next level of focus, resilience, and motivation that transforms your performance. Neuroscience proves it. The Philadelphia lawyers lived it, and I've seen it harnessed in action by the top trial lawyers in the country. You could be next. Or maybe you already know from personal experience how powerful aligning with your purpose is in your practice. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Legal Athlete Podcast. I hope you give the practical strategies we discussed today a try and let me know how it works for you. Or if you have a personal story of how you've already lived this concept, I'd love you to share your progress or your war stories with me on social media. On Instagram, I'm Jess_Sargis, or send me a DM. There's links to the Gram and LinkedIn in the episode notes below this episode. And if you found this episode helpful, don't forget to share it with a friend or colleague who could use a little boost in their mindset or career performance. As always, you can find more resources, including the Legal Athlete Daily Planner and the 4 Steps to Elite Habits flowchart, both free on my website at thelegalathlete.com. And if you're ready to accelerate your progress, elevate your execution under pressure, and achieve extraordinary results faster than you might on your own, let's connect. With my coaching, you'll get proven strategies, tailored support, and authentic insights from someone who's been in your shoes. Together, we'll turn your ambitions into strategies and measurable success. Visit thelegalathlete.com to schedule a one-on-one session with me, or just send me a DM and take the first step toward your next big breakthrough and mastering your mental performance and executing under pressure. Okay, legal athletes, I hope today's episode inspires you to get spiritual and consciously use your purpose as the superpower it is. Until next time, keep growing, keep practicing, and keep showing up for yourself, your clients, and your calling. You've got this.